this about reinforcing the system, the message, or is it trying something new?
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, it wasn't planned to be that long, but we had a competition, we had to break a tie, and it went for a little longer than I anticipated. But we got a lot out of that, I think. And the question would be, well, what? We got power play work, we got competitive battles, and we got some stamina because it went longer and longer. And one of the most important things was that there was no quit in the drill. We brought the players in and said, this is really important for our team right now. We need this type of spirit as we go forward. And because they were competing for a skate at the end, they stuck with it and battled and battled. So I think we got more out of that drill than just power play work. We got a little bit of that spirit work, and that's important for our team.
Todd, you mentioned power plays. If they don't score, they should give you momentum. What are they giving you right now of late at power play?
Well, there's you can't just pick one game, or you've got a whole body of work, and we're about in the middle of the pack right now, power play wise, and I think we could be better. I think with the personnel that we have, things could be a little bit better on the power play. We've gone through some really good segments. We've gone through some dry spells. And that happens to even the best in the league. I think Boston was running at 33% at one point, and they've come back to the pack. What it has to do is it has to create some confidence. It has to create some momentum in games. Sometimes that's happening, sometimes it isn't. And there's different penalty kills. There's different opponents that throw different things at you. Some nights the guys are on, some nights they're not. That just doesn't happen with the Edmonton team. It happens with all teams in the league. But the good teams, the really good teams, they prevent the dips. They make them a lot smaller than the teams that aren't doing a real good job of it. And I would say we're in that middle pack right now where we can be better.
Your special teams are actually not. You like to say you add up the penalty kill and the power play, and it gets to around 100. You're okay. So is it the 5-on-5 game that?
It is. It's the whole game. I'd like to see the power play and penalty kill get to 105. So we're a little bit below where we'd like to be. But the power play and penalty kill can make a huge difference in the one goal swings. The wins or the losses or the empty netters that we've had, and we've had a tremendous amount of them. Prevent one power play, score on one power play. But the overall picture, it's 5-on-5. If you look at our, I do it every game when teams come into town. I immediately go to the stat sheet and I look at what the differential is: 5-on-5, for and against. And some of the average teams are right around even. They're a little bit lower, -5, -6, and we're at -28. That has to be cleaned up for this team to grow.
That's been a problem for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it has.
The teams that win, obviously, because the whole game's not special.
Yeah. And the other day I mentioned that, and it was open for debate, that I believe we can score enough if we prevent more. If we're preventing more, we're not in our end as much. We maintain momentum in the game. We have smaller dips emotionally. And our game against Colorado the other day is a prime example. Their second goal. That's a preventable goal, at the midget junior level. And we just don't communicate, and it's in our net. So we have to eliminate those from our game.
Does your team need to pick out one player, a Tyson Barrie type on your blue line?
Well, I won't comment on somebody else's property, but our back end is it's growing. Some guys have made tremendous strides. Other guys are slowly evolving. We need to be better with the players that we have here. We can't keep thinking about what might arrive or how many are going to arrive. We have to make what we have here better. That dynamic, risk-taking, offensive player, which we're mad at as coaches sometimes because he is taking risks. I'm not sure that we have that right now, but we can develop it. We can grow it within the organization. We can draft it, and it does make a difference.
Like you've had two different. When you were in Detroit, you had great offensive defenseman Lidstrom.
Yeah.
In San Jose, you had Boyle, who takes chances as a smaller player, like a lot of the offensive defensemen. So.
Yeah, there's Carlson, Burns, Boyle in his prime. you know, you can go down. Those guys they're unique, they're valuable. Tyson Barrie, you talked about him the other day, Subban, those guys are all unique. They're dynamic offensively. Sometimes they take a few bullets from the coaches or from the media because they may not cover their assignments defensively, but risk reward, the return on that is quite high when it's all said and done.
Because the forwards, you can get the puck in flight as opposed to when it comes to the
Well, that's part of it, and just the confidence level goes up. Those special players see it a little different. They have ice in their veins. They get shots through a little bit more. You know, that's why they're special.
Carlson coming in here.
He's got 54, 55 assists. You know, and now do they win the cup? I don't know, but he's a pretty good player.
Can you talk about the growth you've seen in Brandon Davidson?
There's a prime example. We're talking about D, and I remember coming to training camp 150 days ago and trying to figure out a whole bunch of players, and perhaps Davey got lost in the shuffle with our new staff, and give management credit for keeping on reminding us that he is a valuable guy and he does some good things. Didn't play in 7 of the first 8 games, I think, or something like that. And now, you know, he deserves to be in the lineup basically every night. He's a hard player. He tries to do things right all the time. Practices hard, studies the game, great teammate. A lot of real positives for Brandon, and you can see it in his game. He's getting more and more confident and playing more and more. And I think he's one of those guys that 3-4 years down the road can be a really, really good D-man.
How have you seen Darnell the last while? Hit the wall a bit, or is he still got some energy to his game, but
Yeah, he's still got.
wears on that game can be tougher to play?
Yeah, it's funny because I look at time on ice for rookie defenseman, and I see Darnell's name there. I see Brandon's name there. Like, it's sometimes unfair, the amount that we play them. We don't get the opportunity to protect those guys a lot. So he's going to get exposed at times versus opponents when he's tired or out of position. But that's the development phase that we have him in right now. And is it ideal? I don't think so, but that's what we have right now.
Sorry, Jordan Osterley's another young defenseman, just to jump in on him. But last year, he really came on the scene for his skating ability. He's putting up more penalty, or putting up more power play points down there. He's getting more minutes. What do you expect to see from him? What have you heard from him this year?
Well, the coaching staff there has talked about Jordan being one of their better defensemen year long. And when you hear that, he deserves the opportunity to come up and give it a kick here in the National League. He'll get that chance. I understand that he skates well. He can move the puck. So that's a good beginning point. He's not the biggest defenseman in the league, but if he skates well and he anticipates well and he can move pucks, I'm sure he can be an effective player. You know, other than that, I don't think it's fair for me to put him, you know, slot him too high or knock him too far down. He's got to play, and then we'll evaluate.
You only played Cassidy in 6 minutes last game. Was that because his energy level's off?
Well, that, and he had a fight for 5, and he didn't get out of the box right away, and you know, so that line didn't produce a lot. When we watched the chances again, they weren't in many. So Zach will get more minutes as it goes on. His spirit was pretty high today. He looked like Zach should look at now, and he had some energy again. So you'll see his minutes go up.
Todd, we're a week away from the trade deadline, and this is a different situation for you as a head coach for this team. How do you handle this week? Kind of just looking ahead to next Monday. Is it an issue? Are there talking points? Is there a protocol or non-talking points?
Well, those are human beings in there, and it doesn't matter if you're in first or 30th. There's not many jobs in the world where you can just be traded and sent off, and you got to pack your family up and get somebody out of school and get on a plane and go to another country. So it plays on their minds. They can say they don't listen or read what you guys write, but they do. And they know what's going on in the hockey world. They have agents that inform them. They have players on the other team that are hearing rumors. So it affects everybody. You know, we're in a different mode right now than what Washington is. What I've found is when you're where Washington is, there's a little more excitement. And everybody's anticipating a new body or two to walk in just to put you over the top. And that can be dangerous, because if it doesn't happen, then you're a little disappointed. Here, we're looking at the future a little bit more and what changes we need to make over the next 7 days. And we'll make decisions that way. But I don't know if I'm right. I just have a sense that our whole group's a little bit nervous, where in the past maybe the upper end, for sure guys, if you want to call them that, their names haven't often come up in the media, but like poor Nuge isn't even playing and his name's still coming up. So they're feeling that, and maybe in the past they haven't. So our whole group is a little uneasy, and it should be. We're in 30th place.
Clefbaum put a skate on, and still not ready to skate.
Yeah, he did skate a little that day, I found out. So baby steps.
He's not ready to practice.
Oh no, baby steps.
And what about Nuge? How far is Nuge?
Nuge is skating in the morning, well before you guys get here. He's out doing his thing and not ready to join the group. I think he's being reevaluated today or tomorrow by the surgeon. And once we get the go-ahead to advance him a little bit more, he'll get going. So I don't have a timeline yet, but I'm optimistic about him. I'm hopeful when it comes to Clef.